There's been a whole lot of noise coming out of Dallas due to the contract controversy with CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb, who's not backing down. Lamb continues his holdout as he looks for a new contract.
Jerry Jones has even spoken publicly stating that he is in no rush to get the deal done. So let's take a look around the NFL and pick out 10 teams that should absolutely be picking up the phone to try and land CeeDee if Jerry is willing to deal him. Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers are definitely the front runners in any potential CeeDee Lamb trade. Mike Tomlin's team has been aggressively pursuing upgrades at wide receiver, as evidenced by their interest in Brandon Ayuk, and, well, there's no denying that Lamb would instantly elevate a receiving core that, outside of George Pickens, lacks proven talent, especially following the Deontay Johnson trade this offseason. To be honest, Lamb is probably a better pickup for the Steelers overall than Ayuk. His ability to stretch the field is super impressive, and defensive backs can't seem to keep stride with him. The Steelers' offense has undergone a complete overhaul this offseason with the hiring of a new offensive coordinator and the acquisition of 2 new quarterbacks. Whether it's Russell Wilson or Justin Fields under center, adding Lamb would give the Steelers the playmaker that they need to compete in a tough AFC North. Lamb's ability to create separation and make contested catches would provide the perfect complement to Pickens' deep threat capabilities. Tomlin's reputation as a player's coach and Pittsburgh's tradition of winning would make this a desirable landing spot for Lamb. The Steelers have been cautious with trading away top draft picks in the past, but if they're willing to part ways with some high draft capital, they could very well emerge as the winners in the CeeDee Lamb sweepstakes. Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals are in a prime position to make a splash in an increasingly open NFC West by acquiring CeeDee Lamb. Kyler Murray is expected to return healthy, and their young offensive core is getting more powerful by the week. Just imagine pairing the number 4 overall pick Marvin Harrison Jr. alongside a proven superstar like CeeDee Lamb. The Cardinals would instantly transform into one of the most dynamic offensive groups in the league. Arizona has ample cap space, $33.1 million this year and a projected $81.2 million next year, making it pretty feasible to absorb Lamb's contract and offer him the extension that Jerry Jones is dragging his feet on. Lamb's versatility allows him to line up all over the field, creating mismatches that Drew Petzing's offense can truly exploit. Pairing Lamb with the aforementioned Harrison and emerging tight end Trey McBride would give the Cardinals one of the most electric receiving cores in the NFL. Los Angeles Chargers. The Los Angeles Chargers need to make a move to bolster their receiving core, and CeeDee Lamb would be the perfect target. Justin Herbert is a rising star, but with Keenan Allen and Mike Williams both departing, the Chargers' wide receiver room is looking thin. The Chargers are a run-heavy team under new head coach Jim Harbaugh and offensive coordinator Greg Roman, but to fully unlock Herbert's potential, they need a top-tier receiver, and there is just no doubt that Lamb could be that guy. He's a proven playmaker who can take over games, and his ability to win at all 3 levels of the field would mesh perfectly with Herbert's arm talent. What makes this opportunity all the more exciting is that the Chargers have the cap space, $20.7 million this year and $43 million projected next year, so they could make this deal work. It would obviously take a pretty thick package, but maybe if they put together a deal including a 2025 first-round pick, a third-rounder, and Joshua Palmer, that might be enough to get a deal done and give the Chargers a true number 1 receiver and actually elevate their passing game to new heights. Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills should be all in on acquiring CeeDee Lamb if his contract stalemate continues with the Cowboys, especially after the controversial decision to trade away Stephon Diggs this offseason. Josh Allen is in desperate need of a new top target, and Lamb would be the ideal replacement, providing the Bills with a dynamic playmaker who can win in almost any situation. Buffalo's offense revolves around Allen's ability to extend plays and make big throws downfield. Lamb's route running precision and knack for making tough catches would make him an instant favorite for Allen. While the doubters and haters are starting to circle, the truth of the matter is that the Bills' Super Bowl window is still open. But they really need to surround Allen with some more weapons to actually take advantage of it. The Bills have some cap flexibility. Bringing Lamb to Buffalo would give the Bills a legitimate shot at making a deep playoff run in 2024. New York Jets. The New York Jets have made it clear that they are in win-now mode with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, and yeah, they kind of have to be. They only have a couple of years here to try and capitalize on the twilight years of Rodgers' career. And you know what? Adding CeeDee Lamb would give Rodgers the elite weapon that he needs to lead the Jets to a Super Bowl. Lamb's ability to create separation and make plays after the catch would be a perfect fit in the Jets' offense, which already features some pretty talented playmakers in their own right, like Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall. Heading into the 2024 season, the Jets' receiving core is solid, but Lamb would take it to a whole nother level. The Jets Jets do look like they are for real this year. But if they really want to push their chips to the middle of the table, they need to make a big move for Lamb. Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers should be picking up the phone to inquire about CeeDee Lamb. Not today, but yesterday. Imagine the impact that adding a wide receiver like Lamb's ability could have on Jordan Love. Similar to the role that Stephon Diggs played in Josh Allen's development. Love showed in 2023 that he is capable of leading the Packers offense. But adding a playmaker like Lamb would take a ton of pressure off the young quarterback as he heads into his second season as the starter. This time with some actual expectations for the first time in his career. Green Bay's passing game was surprisingly effective last season. But with Christian Watson battling injuries, the Packers could use a more reliable number one receiver. Lamb would provide that stability and give the Packers' young receiving core a proven leader to learn from. Los Angeles Rams. The Los Angeles Rams are walking a tightrope at the moment, trying to execute the on-the-fly rebuild to capitalize on the twilight of Matthew Stafford's Hall of Fame career. They bounced back exceptionally well last year, and it looks like they're really just a couple of key pieces away from rounding into a serious contending form. Acquiring CeeDee Lamb could accelerate that process. Stafford is still a capable quarterback, and pairing him with the Lamb would give the Rams another number one receiver to build around, and an extremely consistent and reliable target for him to leverage in the crunch time of important games. The Rams have been known to make bold moves, and trading for Lamb would be right in line with their aggressive approach. This could give them far and away the most ridiculous receiving core in the league this year. The combination of Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, and CeeDee Lamb would be unmatched. It would be phenomenal to see what the Rams offense looks like with Lamb as the focal point of it, and Sean McVay scheming left, right, and center to create opportunities for his guys. Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons have been making waves this offseason, especially with their bold move to sign veteran quarterback Kirk Cousins. After a rocky season with Desmond Ridder, the Falcons decided to invest in a proven leader under center. But if they really want to maximize Cousins' potential and take a leap in the NFC South, adding a top wide receiver like CeeDee Lamb could be the key. Cousins is at his best when he is surrounded by top-notch talent. I know that sounds like a Captain Obvious sort of assertion, but it does take a certain mindset and understanding to work with these uber-talented wide receivers. Cousins knows how to ride his top guys when they're hot and how to manage their egos when they're not. We've seen it with his connection to Justin Jefferson in Minnesota, and pairing him with a dynamic receiver like CeeDee Lamb in Atlanta could create a similar magic. Lamb would provide the Falcons with a bona fide number one receiver, forming a dangerous trio alongside Drake London and tight end Kyle Pitts. This combination would give Cousins multiple elite targets, turning Atlanta's passing game into a nightmare for opposing defenses. Adding Lamb to the mix would not only elevate the Falcons' offense, but also help them keep pace in a division that has seen significant improvements across the board. With Cousins leading the charge, the Falcons are clearly in win-now mode, and acquiring Lamb would signal that they are serious about contending. Las Vegas Raiders. The Las Vegas Raiders are in desperate need of some offensive playmakers. Not that they don't have one in the building, because Devontae Adams is still that. But with their quarterback situation, the two-headed monster of Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew, Las Vegas would be wise to stack their roster elsewhere. And CeeDee Lamb would be the perfect fit, especially with Adams getting older and Jacoby Myers struggling with consistency. He would give the Raiders offense the spark that it needs, providing Minshew or O'Connell with a reliable receiver who can make plays all over the field. Lamb's ability to create separation and make contested catches would make him a perfect fit in that offense. They made a nice push down the second half of the season last year under interim, now head coach Antonio Pierce, but if the Raiders want to compete in the AFC West, they need to make a move for Lamb. New Orleans Saints. The New Orleans Saints are in a position where adding a talent like CeeDee Lamb could be a game changer. Derek Carr is heading into year 2 at the team, and they would be wise to bring in a talent like Lamb to bolster the offensive firepower around him to capitalize on that acquisition, especially considering the state of their current receiving core. There's been a hole ever since Michael Thomas fell off the map, and now that he's finally leaving the team, the Saints are left with a significant void in their wide receiver lineup, and they should have the urgency to actually address it. While Chris Olave, the Ohio State product, has been a huge success so far, he's still developing and could greatly benefit from having a seasoned, top-tier receiver like Lamb alongside him. For the Saints, acquiring Lamb would not only fill the gap left by Thomas, but also take pressure off Olave, allowing him to continue developing without the burden of being the sole focus of opposing defenses. With Lamb in the fold, the Saints' offense would be far more balanced and explosive, giving them a real shot at making a deep playoff run in 2024, or at least contending for the low-hanging fruit that is the NFC South crown. But in any case, this is the kind of move that could push New Orleans back into serious contention in the NFC. But hey, which NFL team do you think is most likely to trade for CeeDee Lamb in the 2024 season? Who do you think we nailed it with? Who do you think we're off the mark with? Who do you think would most benefit from CeeDee Lamb's talents? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps out a ton, and hey, we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, well, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.